There's a little bit of architectural detailing. Instead of coming into the wall, what we'll do is bring it forward and leave the window flush with the wall. How you would deal with that on the floor plan is that we would just take a little bit off the countertop space here for that little jog forward. So now that would recess the window and the rest of what we have there. You see this piece of architectural detail that comes forward, and then the rest goes back. So instead of going back, we'll go forward. We'll add that to the front of the wall right here. Let's locate our original window, where that would be. And we've got it from the bottom. We brought it up, and now we're going to bring it across. It's 1.5 feet below the ceiling, so that's going to stay where we originally had it. We'll leave about another quarter of a foot and bring that forward. So if this is my window, I need another quarter of a foot, a bit of space there, and this goes right to the ceiling. You can see that this goes right up to the ceiling, and it impacts the molding at the top. And we'll just cover a little bit more of our gable, and that's, I think, what is actually happening there. That molding is overlapping our portion of the gable when we bring that over. Now, I have to bring it, there's that space. Now I can bring it forward. So you leave a space, then you bring it forward just a little bit, not even a lot, just a little bit, and we'll put that little space in, and it goes to the ceiling. And if we could see it, if the hood wasn't there, we would see that it would go up like that, and then we'll bring it across. So it's much easier to do this. The only thing you'll have to do, though, is remember when you're detailing your drawing, don't leave this out. Make sure to put that in. So it's just another box on top of our other boxes, and when it hits the gable, though, it's going to have to slant with it like that. It will have to slant with it and take a little bit off, and mostly it's the molding that it's taking off, but in our case, because we brought the wall forward, we'll bring it all the way across. So this is very, very tiny, but where that hit the corner, we would go up and meet it going across the gable like that. There. So we have a little box on top of all the other boxes. The wall is going like this. Then it takes a little jog out, which crosses over our portion of the gable, comes down, and it takes a jog out here. So it's just as simple as that, just a simple box, just like all our other boxes. And it makes our countertop a little skinnier here, but it's a nice detail to have. We do have to give the thickness of the outer wall here to our window, and it has backsplash coming across here, so there's a little bit of a window sill, but we have to put this up first, a little bit of space here. It's unusual in a kitchen not to have the sink under the window, but they have skylight over here, so just a little bit, something a little bit different. And we'll bring this in. Now, just like with all our shelving, we have to decide how thick to make this, because that will impact. I'm trying to keep these straight, but my head keeps trying to get in the way here. That will impact the rest of the window. So there's our bit of a window sill. And at the top, where it touches this perspective line, the line that I took to my left vanishing point, I need to go across that as well. So now we have the window set flush to the wall. We have this little interesting architectural detail that we can see a portion of underneath the hood. And it impacts the surface, the countertop. And it impacts this wall. Now that cabinetry that we're going to put on this wall, it will be impacted as well. It won't be able to start where we thought it would start. It's going to start a little later. Now, it's too bad all of this is so tiny, but we'll have to start it a little later. Start it here. I think even if you just show that it starts a little later, that will be enough. So instead of our cabinet that's on the wall starting here, we have to give up a little thickness for this that's sticking out of the wall. This is facing the same direction as this wall. And this wall is facing this direction. And this wall is facing the same direction. There's the hood. Now the gables, they're facing their own direction. But, so you see, and this is the wall, our original wall. By building that out rather than in, as I initially had thought to do, I think it makes this a little bit more, a little clearer. And this now is facing the same plane, the same direction as this. And this will be facing this way as well. This just keeps going throughout its whole length. This actually belongs to outside. It's not, it's something that we see through the window. It's not part of the window. This is part of the window though. We have to find that, but you can't use the front point because we're no longer at the front point. We're at the back now, so you have to use the back to give you the center. So that's the new center of our window, and when you put the mullions up, you put them up from there. And then build the rest of the window around that center, knowing where the center is. But go right up to that line. This is a top plane, and this is an underside. This of our hood, it's facing, oops, it's facing this way. So it's this color. So hopefully you're getting an idea of which way everything is going. So this plane faces the same direction as this one and this one. And this is an underside. And this is the orange plane. It's the one that's facing the same way as this wall is facing. And this is an underside, like this is an underside. When you draw lights, you don't draw the look of the light itself, you draw this symbol. And this is usually on a separate overlay, your ceiling plan, and it has all of your lights. I don't even have our pins or other recessed lighting. That's going to go probably closer to the front of our cabinetry. We'll have to figure out where to put that. But this now, we should try and get that in.